ओके, बस ठीक है. Okay, good evening everyone. I welcome you all in today's session of vocabulary, and this is going to be the fifth in vocabulary series. And today I want to brief you about the session that we are going to have. We will have the vocabulary part, and there will be idioms and phrases, and I have added objective type questions, and at the same time I will be delivering on the usage of that particular idioms or phrases that we have. So I welcome you. I think Atharv Joshi has joined us, and I think Anshuman Purohit also. So as you know, we move along the PPTs. I want you to share your responses, and probably it will be helpful for us. So let's begin today's session. We'll try to understand what it's all about. All right, so let's look at some of the expressions. Okay, and you will find some phrases, idioms. Let's look at number one. What does ABC mean here? Option A, alphabet. Option B, primary knowledge. Option D, advanced skills. And number D, practical experience. What's your opinion about it? Let's understand. What does ABC mean? That's for you all. So here alphabet, it cannot, because any phrase does not literally mean the meaning of that particle. All right, so it cannot be alphabet. Then comes primary knowledge, we can think of. Then comes advanced skills. Obviously I don't think so. Then we have practical experience. It does not make sense. So I think primary knowledge, he does not know even the ABC of computer programming. That's the meaning. So here primary knowledge is the right one. Okay, let's look at number 2. Above all. Option A, more than anything else. Number B, in the sky. Look at the the expressions which have been used over here. In the sky, at the beginning, by chance. Obviously these are not the right one, more than anything else. The sentence, and I read out, above all, be honest in your dealings. That's the meaning of this phrase. Let's move on with more. What does above board means? Options are there: secretly, illegally, beyond doubt, carelessly. So above board does not refer to secretly, does not refer to illegally, not carelessly, it's beyond doubt, honestly or honest. Let's look at the sentence. The judge said the investigation was conducted above board. So something which is very honest is what above board means. Okay, moving on. Have a look. Number 4, the idiom bag of bones. So I think the meaning is very thin and lean, sorry, not very strong, not very wealthy, or very lazy. Let's look at the usage. After his illness, he became nothing but a bag of bones. Moving on. Number 5, the phrase clean sheet means very, very important. It says newspaper. Number B, blank record, creditable record, and dirty record. I am waiting for your responses. If some of you can share that one. So the meaning of clean sheet is creditable record. The company has maintained a clean sheet this year, in which one can believe. That's the meaning. Moving on. So I have list of so many idioms and phrases. The next one, a close shave. I think many of you must have come across this one. A comfortable situation, a narrow escape, a planned event, a dangerous act. I'll be happy if some of you can share your thoughts with me. So a close shave is a narrow escape. Okay, let's look at the sentence. Missing the train was a close shave for him. So something must have happened that the train must have collided, killing many people, but missing the train was a close shave for him. Alright, let's move to number 7, and it is in the form of a question. What does dead duck mean? Okay, a successful plan, a new idea, a failed plan not worth discussing, a secret plan. So dead duck means a failed plan not worth discussing. So the word already dead refers to a negative, I think, statement. The plan failed completely and became a dead duck. That's the meaning. Moving on. Have a look. What does this idiom, a feather in one's cap, mean? It was asked in RIMC previous year examination. If you look at it, you will get to know about that. A feather in one's cap. I think an honor or credit. So it's not a punishment, it is not embarrassment, and a responsibility. So I think if something is a feather in one's cap, that means it is an added advantage or it's an honor. That's what it means. Okay, and I think I just need to see, winning the award was a feather in his cap. So there can be more than any sentences. Okay, winning the maiden match, or you can say winning the first match was a feather in our team's cap. That's how we can create sentences. Let's move on. What does a fool's paradise means? Option A, a place of luxury, a dream world based on illusion, a peaceful village, a happy childhood. So a fool's paradise is a dream world based on illusion or something which is not a factual. A person who lives in imagination, okay, or something which is an illusion. Let's look at the sentence. If you think life is always easy, you are living in a fool's paradise. Okay, let's move on with number 10. The phrase house of cards means, okay, a strong plan, a permanent structure, a plan that breaks down easily, and number 10 is a risky investment. So a house of cards is a plan that breaks down easily, and I think it clearly shows in the sentence itself. It says their plan collapsed like a house of cards. Let's look at number 11. A jack of all trades means, in fact, it is a jack of all trades and master of none. What does it mean? Option A says is expert in one skill, does many jobs but excels in none, is unemployed, is very careless, does many jobs but excels in none. I think that should be the right option here. Now let's look at the sentence. Jack of all trade. He is jack of all trade, but I want to share this complete one. Just give me 1 minute to see. He is a jack of all trades but master of none. It's quite simple, easy to understand. Let's move on. The next one, number 12. A lame duck refers to A powerful organization, something in trouble and helpless, a new company, a fast growing business, something in trouble and helpless. The one successful film has become a lame duck. Moving on. This idiom, a losing game, means a game he enjoys, a situation sure to fall, a fair competition, a risky adventure. Very, very important. A situation sure to fall or fail, I think. Okay. He knows he is playing a losing game, a situation which does not turn out to be a successful one. That is what it means. Moving on, this phrase, a mare's nest, means very important. A useful discovery, something interesting but false, a scientific success, a hidden treasure, something interesting but false. A mare's nest. I'm reading out the sentence for you. Okay, let me just read out. The investment turned out to be a mare's nest. The investment turned out to be a mare's nest. Let's move on with even more. Number 15. Prime mover means, and the answer must be the most influential person. Let's look at the sentence. He was the prime mover behind the reform. Let's move to number 16. The phrase a race against the clock means working slowly, competing with others, trying to finish before time runs out, and wasting time. Let's look at this one. So here, trying to finish before time runs out. They were in a race against the clock to finish the project. Let's look at number 17. The idiom rat race means a fun competition, aggressive competition for success, sports event, a team activity. Obviously, it must be an aggressive competition for success, where everyone wants to achieve something, be it following the footsteps of others, whether it is successful or not. That is what it means. Modern students are pushed into a rat race. Very much true. Moving on. Red alert means, okay, celebration, a holiday, a serious warning of danger. So naturally, red alert. The country was put on red alert after the warning. A red alert was sounded after the heavy rain lashed the city. So I'm using certain words so that it becomes clearer to you. We'll be covering around 50 idioms in today's class. I'll try to see. Now, Number 19. A rule thumb. It's a thumb rule sometime. Okay. Exact calculation, guess based on experience, scientific method, or written instruction. So a rule thumb, guess based on experience. He estimated the distance by rule of thumb. Okay. Now let's move to number 20. A sacred cow refers to an animal, something open to criticism, something highly respected and unquestioned. So here is number C. The constitution is treated as a sacred cow. So I think it's quite easy to understand some of the expressions. Moving on with number 21. A square peg in a round hole refers to someone. A square peg in a round hole refers to someone who is in the wrong place or job. Ravi felt like a square peg in a round hole in the marketing team because he loved science, not sales. Next one. After all means, here the option says suddenly, in addition, in spite of everything, considering everything at the end. So the correct meaning will be in spite of everything, considering everything. After all, like I forgave him. After all, he is my best friend. I hope you are getting it fine. Okay. Ahead of meaning. It's not behind, in front of, more advanced than. And here she is ahead of her classmates in maths. So we have covered at least 23 now. We'll be moving ahead. All and sundry, of course, that's very, very important. All and sundry, everyone without exception, means everyone. All and sundry were invited to the village festival. Moving on with 25. All at once. All at once meaning is together at the same time, or you can say suddenly. Let's look at this. All at once the lights went out. Then all of a sudden, quite easy, slowly, by mistake, suddenly, or regularly. The meaning is all of a sudden means suddenly. All of a sudden it started raining. Let's move on. All the best is used to Show anger, give good wishes, say goodbye forever, complain, so everybody knows. Give good wishes, all the best for your exams. Next one, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. Very, very important. Take revenge in the same way. And you must have also heard or read somewhere, eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. That's what the expression means. So an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth means take revenge in the same way. Let's look at the sentence. He believes in an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. An honest penny, 29. An honest penny, stolen money, easily earned money, money earned honestly. An honest penny. And there is one expression which I used to hear quite often. A penny saved is penny earned. So here an honest penny is of course money earned honestly. Let's look at the sentence. She earns an honest penny by teaching. It's quite important. Moving on. 30. Very important. An ivory tower. An ivory tower. A place away from real life. I think the same pattern question was the part of this year's the part of I think Sainik School of class 9th or 6th, I don't remember. A place away from real life, and the meaning was very much similar to imagination. Live in your own imagination, and many children made mistake out of this one. Okay, let me be very frank. A place away from real life. The professor lives in an ivory tower, unaware of common problems. So that's what it means. An open secret is something nobody knows, told only to friends, supposed to be secret but known to many. Of course, the wedding plans are an open secret, which are supposed to be secret, but in fact, in reality, it is open to public. Apart from, so I think many of you must be aware of what is apart from means. The options we have because of, except for, together with, in front of. And the option will be except for. And the sentence shows apart from Ravi, everyone was present. Let's move on. Apple of one's eye. I think we discussed it in the previous sessions. Someone you dislike, someone you love most, a smart person, a naughty child, someone you love most, who is most adorable. Okay. Her little daughter is the apple of her eye. As if means. Now you will find certain phrases which are actually very important. As if, in reality, even though, as though, because. Even though. He talks as if he knows everything. Okay, let's move on to 35. As usual means rarely, differently, in the normal way, or for the first time, I think in the normal way. Like he was late as usual. Okay. At a loss means very happy, confused, not knowing what to do. Rage, angry means confused. I was at a loss when my phone stopped working. At a stretch without stopping. She studied for 5 hours at a stretch. Where you do something continuously. Like I have been teaching at a stretch since 6 o'clock. So you may use these expressions in your own ways. Alright. At all events means sometimes, in any case, during parties, rarely. So here, in any case, at all events. At all events, I will support you. So we are coming towards the end of today's session, and I'm sure you will definitely use them in your exams. Let's move on. At arm's length. Options are very close, at a distance, very expensive, very friendly, at a distance. Let's look at the sentence. She keeps strangers at arm's length. This is also very important. The next phrase, at large. Options are free, not caught, very big, in detail, at school. At large means as a whole actually. Okay. As a whole in general. At one's fingertip. At one's fingertips means ready and difficult to find, ready and easily available, very expensive and painful. Ready and easily available. She has all the facts at her fingertips. So the meaning is very simple. If something is at your fingertips, that means you are ready with that particular thing and you have all the information about it. Okay, so we are coming towards the end of this session. At sixes and sevens means. The options are well arranged, very neat, in disorder or confusion. This question was also asked, I think, in the previous year's question paper I have seen myself. So in disorder or confusion. The room was at sixes and sevens after the party. Now comes 43. At stake means safe, in danger, very cheap, already lost. I think if something is at stake, it is in danger and you might lose it, something. So something is at stake. Okay. His reputation is at stake. His reputation was in danger. Oh, that's what it means. At the 11th hour, very important, very early, too late, at the last possible moment. So if you do something at the 11th hour, that means you are making an effort to do it at the last moment. So one has to be punctual. That's important. He submitted the form at the 11th hour, or he started preparing for his competitive exam at the 11th hour. Okay, let's move on. More slides. Bag and baggage phrase means without luggage, with all belongings, very quickly, secretly, with all belongings. He left the house, bag and baggage. The British left India with bag and baggage. Or there are many other you can say examples. Then we have with number 46, beat about the bush, talk directly, talk without coming to the main point, fight in a forest, waste time sleeping. So beating about the bush means not coming to the main point. So talk without coming to the main point, stop beating about the bush and tell me the truth is the sentence. So I'm sure you must have understood it well. Moving on with number 47. So I am about to complete all 50 these idioms and phrases. Bed of roses means a place full of flowers, an easy and comfortable life, a painful experience, a dream. An easy and comfortable life. Life is not a bed of roses, but It comes with full of challenges. That what makes life interesting and worth living. So I'm coming towards the end of today's session. Behind bars, at home, in prison, in school, in hospital, in prison, behind bars. The criminal is now behind bars. For all the criminals must be put behind the bars. That's the meaning. A black sheep is a lucky person, a rich person, a person of bad character in a family or group. A person who is undesirable in a family, in a society, in a group is what a black sheep means. He is considered the black sheep of the family. And now, with the last word, I am coming towards the end of today's session. I'm sure you must have gained a good knowledge. A bookworm is someone who sells books, someone who loves reading books all the time, library or teacher. Okay, I think that's going to be number B. She is such a bookworm that she reads even during lunch. So with this last question, I would like to end today's session, and I would request you to keep reading journals, newspapers, and be an active and avid reader, and you will find your vocabulary absolutely robust and good. At the same time, probably in the next session that we'll be having, I would like to bring you all the PYQs based on the vocabulary part that we have specially designed for RIMC. Thank you so much for joining today's session. Take very good care, and you may always get in touch with us for getting admitted in our academy. Thank you.